Oh, hi. Awesome. So, got a little intro to Black History Month, and so now I just want to quickly introduce our guest speaker. So, Andrew Parker is from Edmonton on the north side. He is a teacher at Emile Lazert, like you heard. He's a former Golden Bears basketball player. He does many amazing things for our community. He started the Black Teachers Association. He's a co-founder, and he's a Stingers basketball ambassador. And really, he's just an overall great guy. So for the third time in a row, but the first time in person, please welcome Andrew Parker.
Check 1 2, check 1 2. How's everybody doing today? Oh, no. How is everybody doing today? No. How is everybody doing today? Good. They told me y'all had pancakes, so after I have pancakes, I'm usually really happy. First of all, it took a long road personally for myself to be here. My parents immigrated to this country 40 years ago. We were the only black family in my neighborhood for the first couple of years. Being a black man in this day and age, there's so many different things happening. You turn on the news, you go on Instagram, you go on TikTok, you see terrible things happening, and at the same time you desire to see that excellence and that joy. Hundreds of years ago, the civilization of Africa gave birth to so many things that we have here in this world now: dance, music, spoken word, resources, bountiful resources, gold, diamonds, rubber. This is long before European colonization. So my speech today isn't a speech as much as me allowing myself to speak on behalf of the multiple intersections that exist within the black community. So I gave this speech at City Hall for the first day of Black History Month. Shout out to Mayor Amarjeet Sohi and a couple of the other amazing elected officials that invited me, the National Black Coalition of Canada as well. But even before I step into this, I want to give a shout out to my son Quincy. He's inside there right now. His daycare, actually, they weren't able to accommodate him today, so that's why I was a little bit late, because I ran, jumped in my car, went to his daycare, picked him up, and the first thing he got to enjoy in this beautiful school was some pancakes and some juice. So can I give a round of applause to all y'all for being so nice to my son? In the name of the beneficent, the benevolent, the one whom all praises due, we give praise to you. Peace and blessings to Jesus. Peace and blessings to Allah. Peace and blessings to Jah. Peace and blessings to Bast, Father Time and Mother Earth. This speech is called Today. The black youth spoke at City Hall today. Here's what they had to say. This what y'all do to brothers on skateboards and smile and ask if I pray to the same Lord and teach our brothers brutality, then aim more. We in the wrong elevator, ain't even the same floor. Is it them or us we post to blame more? Them or us we choose to shame more? Spare the rod, we spoiling the same sore. It's my safety, but who gets to claim more? See, a queer man spoke at City Hall today. Here's what they had to say. What if my Lord's skin black and pain more? What if my Lord was they them but shame more? Rainbows, moonlight, different but same score. In and out of Larnham and in the same store. Stand for the community, nothing to lose more. Youth in the game, get what you came for. Forgot what the game stole, water the drain, no. Money in your face and it's harder to say no. Imagine if Captain Kirk was Mo Bishop, phase 4. Africa, America found a new shore. Canada, Turtle Island. Need I say more? Elders lived and died, and this is what they paid for. See, the intersection spoke at City Hall today. Here's what they had to say. I'm a Muslim, I'm a woman, walking and pacing it, contested in public, my hijab, I'm claiming it. Woman and Muslim, strong but debated quick. Islam, Christian, Buddhist, and atheist. How are we constantly facing this? My best white friend, he's embracing this, but his best kin friends, some are disgracing it. New world order, yeah, we chasing it. Middle ones posting liking we patriots. Got leftovers, hungry and taking it. Rose from the dead, we undertaking it. Faith in God, and in God we facing it. See, elders spoke at City Hall today. Here's what they had to say. I finally understand why change in schooling is hard, cause we change every day, but change to them is hard. But what's harder than a scar 400 charred? Let your whole guard down, now your down is unguarded. So full of wisdom, but somehow outsmarted. Indigenous fam, lands uncharted. Surveilled at school and constantly guarded. But Eurocentric views, we was bombarded. Half of our heroes were praised, but then martyred. Do you see how it started? Bare chest on a harvest. They call us minorities, but we are the largest population that's mistaken, pointed, and target. And I never stole a thing from that supermarket. I dunked the basketball, but y'all shoot artless. Looking for my mom, cause that's where my heart is. Looking for my dad, but Babylon marked him as some high expectations, living in dark skin. Even though the game should be ruled by all kins, queens in the game, specifically all skins. How many nations are ruled by smart men? How many nations are ruled by smart men? See, revolutionary was at City Hall today. Here's what they had to say. Until King, until Malcolm, Rosa, Harriet, past ain't the past if they never carried it. History class, engaged long and married it. But grandfathers have, yeah, and they buried it in a chariot. Other brothers was carrying all of a grief, every strand and variant. Black excellence and joy were radiant. I'm an African, black, Jamaican, Grenadian. See, a black ghost spoke at City Hall today. Here's what they had to say. Our history doesn't belong to any institution. Our history started by deciding to make a movement. This how my mood went. Black home improvement, black and beyond, black love revolution. I yelled once, but they never listened. But today is different. Yeah, today is different. I want a black Maggie, Homer, Bart, and Marge Simpson. Talking about OJ, he ain't the only Simpson. I want a black Snowy and an African Tintin. More Shang-Chi and indigenous Princeton. A South Asian mayor, Amarjeet's wisdom. 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 See, a black dad spoke at City Hall today. Here's what he had to say. Where are we, Alberta? In our learning journey? I mean, it's a cool word that did nothing really. I mean, Will slapped Chris and it was Motown Philly, but after February, black nothing really? Solidarity, where has that been? Thoughts and prayers, we want action. Y'all got leaders and we got black friends, and y'all got laws and we got black zen. Black female leaders now and back then. 100 years later, we want traction. White allies, yeah, that's our kin. All y'all here, that's white dark skin. And we got ballers and black folks acting. How you eat a ghost, you endless Pac-Men. Y'all tell stories, yeah, like back then. See our elders, that's our black pen. Calling diversity when wit's a fraction. Knee to the neck, and that's our black men. Knee to the neck, and that's our black men. Knee to the neck, and that's our black man. See, a black king spoke at City Hall today. Here's what he had to say. Strong in a conflict, that's our black queens. Being free forever, that's our black dreams. Making 100 mil, that's our black teams. Becoming an owner, that's our black memes. Crying forever, that's our black scenes. Living forever, that's our black beam. Caught in the camera, that's our black teens. Calling for our mama, and that's our black screams. But living for our mama, yeah, that's our black dreams. And other side living, that's our black green. Beyond black history, that's our black theme this month and every month, and I still have that dream. See, we all came to City Hall today, and that's what we had to say. Thank you so much, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Now, I don't know if you noticed, this queen right here, one of the best basketball players to ever play in Panda's history. I played for the Golden Bears when she played for Pandas. Can we give it up for Ms. Wanders for now? Give it up for her now. Come on, come on, come on.
Thank you. We have a few questions from the students.
So what's the difference between cultural appropriation and cultural appreciation?
It's a very good question. Cultural appreciation for me is when my white brothers, if they choose to wear a do-rag, they will holler at the culture and make sure that they purchase it from the culture first. Cultural appreciation for me means, yeah, like is good on Instagram, same with a post, same with a comment, but when my community is marching in the streets, when my community is saying that police brutality is a challenge, when we see racism every single day, or when we hear words coming from different places, whether they're adults or kids, contesting that, that's appreciation. Appropriation is saying, well, I dressed up as this black guy for Halloween and I'm trying to honor them, or I dressed up as this indigenous person for Halloween and I'm trying to honor them. My response to that is, you have 364 other days of the year that you can show that type of appreciation. So try not to do those things. I mean, it's a brand new era, it's a brand new day, and all of you here are the future. That's a very good question.
Why is it important to be proud of your culture, and why is it sometimes showing it really hard?
This is my current experience right now. At my school, I am the only black teacher. And sometimes you get put in a situation where it's like, should I say something? Should I do something? The youth come up to me and say, Mr. Parker, did you see the George Floyd video? Did you hear about Breonna Taylor? It was two young students years ago, two Somali women who said, Mr. Parker, we're going to this rally at the legislature. Will you come and stand next to us? And I said 100%, because there's got to be a reason why some of you would ask a teacher instead of your parents sometimes. And it's because situations are challenging. Knowing who you are and where you come from is everything. My son Quincy was named after Quincy Jones, the great philanthropist and jazz legend. But his next two middle names are African. So Lubinga comes from the old country in Uganda. And that was a decision me and his mom made, because she's from Uganda and I'm from the Caribbean. But every type of experience we could have to see each other speak in front of these places, speak in front of these people. Think about it this way, some people of color have never had their voices heard before in a room as big as this. Never. So when they get an opportunity, it's very important to listen, to support, and also understand their desire for self-identification, their desire for representation, their desire for love and excellence and peace.
So, what is a microaggression, and what are some examples?
I bet you there's a bunch of people in here who could probably say what a microaggression is. Here's one. Assuming people are not in the right place, that's a big microaggression. Backhanded compliments, that's a microaggression. Black jokes, indigenous jokes, Islamophobic, homophobic, things that are hurtful to people. And then if the response is, hey, it's just a joke, just look in the person's eyes and ask them, how does it really feel to be in that situation? Microaggressions happen to all of us, happens to our elders, happens to my generation, even to my son. He's 7 years old, and we've had to have some tough conversations about some things that go down in a playground. Some of the treatment that goes on there and words that he's out of here, and I had to go talk to some parents. The best thing you can do is try to be as inclusive as possible, as respectful as possible. The moment you make someone feel unsafe at school, you cannot claim that that school or that place is inclusive. So do everything that you can to make it as inclusive as possible.
Why is language and how we speak to each other important, in general or also within friend groups?
Because, at the beginning of the year, last year at my school, there was a young man who came to a black student event. It was a movie night. And at that movie night, there was a bunch of young sisters at the front of the line, and he was at the middle of the line, and he was kind of upset about, not getting to go to the movie night, so he decided it would be a really good idea to call these black women the N-word. Now, I was with my son again, because he comes to all these events, and immediately when that happened, I give these young women a lot of credit. They went to the nearest adult to support them. Now, in my day, when that word is said, for myself and my friends, we thought we were gonna die. We thought somebody was gonna beat us up, hunt us down, harm us, so we in a stance of protection. The N-word and other words that are sometimes problematic, we need to look at its origin. The N-word came from slavery, y'all. Okay, that was the whole origin, the genesis of it was, what do we call those black people over there next to the river? Oh, let's call them that word. It's specifically the reason why I don't use it. Now, I'll be a damn liar if I said when I was young I wasn't using it, because in young culture there's different nuances. But that being said, you have to be very careful with the words you use and who you use them around. And that's one of the reasons why I prefer to say brother, or king, or family, or kin, or brethren, or bruv, and all these beautiful words that we're seeing from the diaspora that describe that feeling of connection, but just probably not with a negative connotation. So be careful with the words you use, y'all. It can hurt somebody's feelings, it can make somebody feel unsafe, it can make somebody very upset. Choose words that elevate them, choose words that don't put them down.
Do you think comparing two places and saying one is better than the other is some type of racism? Considering that at the moment you say one place is better, you are undermining the other place? Do you think comparing two places and saying one is better than the other is some type of racism? Considering that at the moment you're saying one place is better, you are undermining the other place?
Muchas gracias por todo. Sometimes I speak Spanish. The thing about places is schools even, okay? When I was in junior high, they told me to go to this school all the way on the south side of town, all the way there. Presumably because I would have better opportunities in basketball. And for some odd reason, academics was left out of that conversation. So what I try to do, especially where I'm from, north side of Edmonton, is teach the kids how to feel empowered, okay? Any place in the world can be good as long as good people are there taking care of it. It don't matter, you don't have to go to south, west, east. It could exist right here in St. Albert. You guys could be the most inclusive school in town, easily. I can tell it already. The beautiful hats I'm seeing, the hoods I'm seeing, the faces I'm seeing, the intersections, the generations. All of you have made this place a beautiful place. So in terms of choosing one place over another, I choose home, and home is where my heart is. And it's usually where the nicest people are, the kindest people are, the hardest working people are, and where justice exists.
And finally, how do we go beyond Black History Month?
We all know the black students that go to this school. You see them in the hallway, you see them in the cafeteria, you see them in the theater, you see them on the court, you see them at Superstore, you see them at Safeway, Sobeys, you see them during the holidays. How do you go beyond Black History Month? Have conversations with these people. Ask them about their holidays, ask them about their names. Be polite about it, be kind about it, and actually care. Don't just see it as a checkbox. And some people in education even have said, Black History Month is 28 days, this and that. They don't know that it actually came because of activism. Black educators say, well, wait a second, why am I the only one here? Why am I the only black teacher in this space? Something's got to change. So as soon as the 28th rolls up on us in March, what are we doing for the community? Could we put some of these videos up again? Could we have Nelson Mandela, Dr. Martin Luther King, and my queen Rosa in different spaces, pictures, places, lockers, more presenters? Maybe we bring someone in March, April, May, June. Maybe we celebrate in the summer. Maybe y'all pull up to my neighborhood and come to a basketball tournament and hang out and see some black people and hear our stories. See some Arab people. See some South Asian people. Learn different languages. One of my favorite things as a teacher is to learn at least every single way to say hello from every one of my students in their language, not mine. And even English isn't traditionally my language, it's Jamaican patois. So in the hallways when I see my people, I say, Wagwan, welcome to you, Midaya. I speak Jamaican to show them that my roots matter. And even when we speak Espanol, the first thing I said to you is, hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿De dónde eres? And we talked. You can say it in Arabic, marhaba kif halik. You can say it en français, bonjour. Find ways to bridge the gap and don't wait for an institution or a school or your teacher to tell you to. You got the power. Some of y'all got more followers on Instagram than every adult in this building. That's facts. What you gonna do with it? If it's just gonna be like, hey, I'm having a good time and yeah, this is me doing stuff, here's a selfie. Maybe a couple of those posts will be like, you know, this dude came to Black History Month and he told us to highlight some of our friends in school. So here's a black person I really love and enjoy, and here's how I'm gonna support them, and here's why you should too.
Perfect timing. We cannot thank you enough for taking the time to come to our school. He's a very, very busy man, and so for him to take the time to come see us, we are so very blessed. In 2 seconds, you guys are going to get up. If you're here, pick up your chairs, find a spot for that, and we're going to go to Block 2. Any UU members, please stay, hang out, and meet Andrew. Thank you.
So y'all, God bless you!